Quote, "Many kings have failed in the middle of their enterprise, for they have launched on it in their blind, ignorant zeal." Meaning of the quote. This quote highlights a timeless truth, that passion without wisdom often leads to downfall. Even the most powerful, well-resourced individuals, kings, can fall short, not because they lacked strength or ambition, but because they leapt forward blindly, carried by zeal untempered by knowledge or foresight. The term blind, ignorant zeal suggests an emotional impulse that isn't grounded in reality. Zeal, though often admired, becomes dangerous when it's not balanced by reflection, understanding, and humility. Many ventures begin with fiery energy, but without preparation, discernment, and adaptability, they falter midway, just when real challenges begin to arise. Spiritual perspective. From a spiritual lens, this quote reveals the danger of ego-driven action. The king here can symbolize the ego, which feels powerful, important, and in control. When the ego acts out of blind ambition, disconnected from inner stillness or intuitive guidance, it often creates chaos rather than transformation. In many spiritual traditions, the inner journey is one of awakening, of learning to act not from impulse or pride, but from a deep understanding of the present moment, of one's purpose, and of the interconnectedness of all life. True spiritual action arises not from force, but from clarity, patience, and alignment with a deeper intelligence. A river that rushes wildly may destroy, but a river that flows steadily carves mountains. Spiritual wisdom reminds us that the journey itself requires as much attention as the destination. One must be rooted in inner awareness before embarking on any outer conquest. Scientific perspective. From a scientific or psychological standpoint, this quote illustrates several human cognitive flaws. The Dunning-Kruger effect. This is when people with limited knowledge overestimate their understanding. A king drunk on early success or power may believe he is invincible and leap into a project without understanding its complexity. The failure comes not from lack of effort, but from lack of insight. 2. Overconfidence. Bias. Overconfidence can cause leaders to underestimate risks, dismiss expert advice, or ignore crucial steps in planning. Science teaches that success in any experiment, venture, or innovation requires a clear hypothesis, testing, feedback, and revision. Blind zeal skips these steps. 3. Systems thinking. Complex systems, whether ecosystems, economies, or social structures, require thoughtful navigation. Intervening without understanding the interdependence of parts often leads to unintended consequences. Scientific progress is slow, methodical, and aware of limitations, not rushed by enthusiasm alone. Nature does not rush, yet everything is accomplished. Let's bring this wisdom to life through a small story. The King of the Seven Bridges. In a land divided by 7 great rivers, there lived a king who dreamed of connecting all the lands with grand bridges. "We will be the most united kingdom in history," he proclaimed. His advisors urged caution. "Let us survey the land, study the water, test materials," they said. But the king, eager to leave a legacy, shouted, "Delay is weakness! Begin at once!" And so thousands labored. Bridges rose swiftly, beautiful, impressive. But halfway through the project, problems emerged. Foundations sank, currents changed, and 2 bridges collapsed in the flood. The treasury drained. Morale broke. His dream ended in ruin, his name remembered not for unity, but for hubris. Years later, his daughter rebuilt one bridge, with patience, study, and collaboration. It took 10 years, but it still stands today. The lesson: Zeal is not enough. Vision without wisdom leads to collapse. Application in everyday life. This quote is deeply relevant to our modern daily lives in many areas. In careers and ambitions, people often rush into careers, startups, or creative pursuits driven by enthusiasm or external validation. But without proper mentorship, research, or awareness of one's own limits, burnout or disillusionment sets in halfway. Lesson: prepare, ask questions, pace yourself, and know why you're doing it, not just what you're doing. In relationships. Romantic or personal relationships launched in a whirlwind of passion can stumble if there's no foundation of emotional intelligence, communication, or shared values. Blind zeal can hide red flags until it's too late. Lesson: let connection grow with clarity, honesty, and mutual respect, not just excitement. In learning and self-growth. People often jump into diets, spiritual paths, or self-improvement plans, expecting instant results. But real transformation takes patience, trial, and self-compassion. Lesson: sustainable growth requires understanding your patterns, not rushing to fix them. In leadership and society. Leaders today often act from pressure, pride, or popularity. Policies and reforms made without consultation or deep understanding can do more harm than good, even when intentions are positive. Lesson: listen, study, adapt. Boldness is good, but wisdom must guide it. This quote is not a warning against ambition or zeal, but a call to balance energy with awareness. It asks us to slow down, to prepare inwardly as well as outwardly, and to remember that the middle of the journey is where real strength is tested. Zeal is the spark, wisdom is the compass. One ignites the journey, the other ensures you arrive. Thank you for joining this exploration of wisdom. If this message resonated with you, like, share, and subscribe for more insights into timeless truths. Remember, every great journey begins with a single step, and every great idea begins with a strong foundation. See you in the next episode.